Good evening. We'd like to welcome you to the Elmore County Commission work session dated Thursday, July 15, 2021. We'll call this meeting to order. I'd like to extend a warm welcome to all of those who are visiting with us today. We appreciate your participation in local government. We will begin with our regular business, a review of the minutes of the June 28, 2021 Commission meeting. Any comments or questions? Hearing none, we'll proceed. Review the memorandum of warrants for the period of June 23, 2021 through July 7, 2021. Mr. Byer?
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, for that time period, the memorandum of warrants was $1,304,781.52.
Thank you. We will now proceed with our public hearing. Public hearing for a 050 retail beer off-premises only and a 070 retail table wine off-premises only alcohol license transfer application from Bumper Texaco to Quick Sack 5 by Quick Sack 5 Inc. at 75930 Tallahassee Highway, Wetumpka, Alabama 36092. Is there anyone here to speak for or against this license transfer? I know we have our friends here with us. We appreciate you being here. We appreciate what you guys do in the community. I don't see anyone here in opposition of it. We appreciate you getting all the paperwork in order and getting this in a timely manner. I know that you just recently acquired that location within the last couple of months, so we're excited to have you. Now, are y'all still going to have breakfast? Yeah. Okay, all right. All right, well, that's important. So it's a good breakfast over there, so thank you. All right, any questions or comments from commissioners? All right, hearing none, we will proceed with our new business. We'd like to invite Ms. Brenda Dennis, the Executive Director of the Millbrook Area Chamber of Commerce, if you'd come up to the podium here.
Thank you all for having me here. I was telling Commissioner Mercer, this is just a repeat of what happened a couple of weeks ago. I had a misunderstanding. I thought I was coming that evening, but I was not. I was coming this evening. But I'm glad to see you guys again. I just really wanted to be here to formally introduce myself, even though I've met all of you now, as the new Executive Director of the Millbrook Chamber of Commerce, and to let you know that I am at your disposal. I believe very strongly in the synergy between chambers and city and county government. When we work together, we all succeed. And so I've already had the pleasure of, working with the county a little bit and with the CETA especially. And of course, we're enjoying our chamber and our city. Part of the reason I came was to work with Ann Harper at Economic Development, and we've already worked on some projects together, and things are going very well, and so I'm very excited about that. But I just want you all to know that I am here if you need me for anything. If there's anything that I can do, I hope you'll reach out to me. And I just thank you guys for giving me time to say hello.
Thank you. We appreciate you being here for sure, and appreciate your commitment to the community of Millbrook and to Elmore County at large. I'll give the commissioners an opportunity to ask any questions or comments.
Brenda, I appreciate you being here tonight. We have had an opportunity to speak, of course, and I can tell you what Brenda has on her mind for the way she wants to lead the chamber is completely consistent with those things that are important to the county commission, and so we just appreciate you being here and willing to serve the community.
Thank you.
And Brenda, I want to echo Commissioner Mercer's statement, and I've had the opportunity to work with you. I appreciate those Rewind Friday emails that you send out to us every Friday, letting us know what's going on in Millbrook. Yeah. I also know that there's a big event coming up. Is it the 21st?
Yes, ma'am.
And sending emails out in advance so that me and also my fellow commissioners know that things are going on out in Millbrook. And also for grand openings, just keeping us informed. We do appreciate that in the community. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Ms. Dennis, thank you for being here. And as you pointed out, it's so important that the different governmental entities work together. We don't go out and try to dictate what for the cities to do, but we certainly in the past have worked in partnership with Millbrook and other municipalities, and we look forward to additional projects in the future working with the municipalities in Elmore County. And thank you for all you do. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Dennis, and we appreciate you, and we look forward to working with you. And it's exciting to see your energy and what you put into it, and that means a lot because if you love something and work hard with it, it shows, and it shows on you. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Thank you all.
All right, we will now proceed with Mr. Steve Forehand, a representative from, or in regards to the Ridge Improvement District for Russell Lands.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm Steve Forehand. I'm Vice President and General Counsel of Russell Lands. I'm also a board member of the Ridge Improvement District. And if you'll let me explain just a little bit about the Improvement District, hopefully that will simplify this. It helps me to keep it simple. The Ridge Improvement District is a quasi-public corporation, the existence of which is approved by the county commission. One of your predecessor commissions approved the formation of the Ridge Improvement District back in 2000. And you may recall that every year about September, you reappoint a board member to the Ridge Improvement District. And improvement districts are a creation of the legislature that allows the development of infrastructure in rural areas through the use of tax-exempt bond financing. I know the commission is familiar with the legal requirements of bond financing. That's why we're here tonight. Due to the hyper-technical nature of some of these bonds, approvals have to be obtained anytime there's a change in bond financing. Russell Lands currently is securing a development loan on property on the lake. With that, we are going to give a mortgage on a certain piece of property that has an assessment associated with it. An assessment is a term of art in this tax-exempt bond law that basically gives a super lien priority subject only to tax liens on a piece of property. That assessment is in favor of a different bank, so it creates a cloud on the title to that property that interferes with their mortgage rights. So what we have had to do is substitute a piece of property for that assessment for the other bank so that we can remove that cloud on the title for the property that's to be mortgaged. It's a piece of property in the same general area. The document that you'll see later tonight is basically the same document that another predecessor commission approved in 2006. The only difference is the legal description of the property subject to the assessment. We have to do this in order to satisfy the bond law requirements. So it's a hyper-technical area of the law that you just don't really deal with unless you deal with it almost every day. I don't, fortunately. It gives me something to smile about. I have discussed this with Mr. Courtney, and unless you have any questions for me, I'll yield to him for any comments he wants to make.
Yes, I'd just like to say I did speak with Mr. Forehand in detail about the issue, and he explained it to me, and I appreciate how he explained it to me. He spoon-fed it to me. So, I do understand it. I did have an opportunity to review all of the documents, and I recommend the commission to approve it.
All right, thank you. Mr. Forehand, we appreciate your being here tonight and providing us with that. We also appreciate the commitment Russell Lands has to Elmore County and our further development and improvements in the county. So thank you for being a great community citizen as an organization as a whole. And now we see the type of stuff that attorneys make up so that they can get paid. So
I didn't hear a second on that.
wait, I'm sorry.
Yeah, thank you for those kind comments, Mr. Chairman, and we appreciate the support the commission has given us through the years from every department. We worked with Mr. Byer for years and Mr. McGinney, and Elmore County has a lot of class acts, and we appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we will proceed now. Consider setting a public hearing for a 050 retail beer off-premises only and a 070 retail table wine off-premises only alcohol license transfer application from Lake Jordan Bait and Tackle to Slap Out Bait Shop by C.R. Waldrop Enterprises, LLC, at 1165 Lightwood Road, Deatsville, Alabama 36022. Consider setting a public hearing for a 011 lounge retail liquor class 2 package alcohol license transfer application from Jack's Liquor and Tobacco Outlet to Dolly Liquor and Wine by Sardar 18 LLC at 650A Deatsville Highway, Millbrook, Alabama 36054. Are there any comments or questions on either of those public hearings? Hearing none, we'll proceed. Consider awarding bid inquiry 2021-17 surplus metal buildings to highest bidders per attached bid tabulation. Proceeds to be split equally between the county and the city of Millbrook as joint owners of the property. This is the large metal buildings on Highway 14.
Yes, sir. They're on the old Stevens property, the junkyard. And these bids were solicited. We had multiple bidders. We have one individual that is the high bidder on the first 3 buildings, and then we have another individual that was a high bidder on the 4th one, totaling a little over $27,000 in proceeds. That also includes them relocating the building off our property, so there's no expense for us to remove those buildings. So
What's the timeline?
they have 60 days from the date that we receive their check, and they have 5 days upon y'all's decision to award to submit that payment to us.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Next item, consider adopting a resolution to fix and levy privileges or license taxes for direct wine shipper, wine fulfillment center, additional wine fulfillment center, delivery service license, and in-state winery off-site tasting permits. Mr. Byer?
I'm going to let the county attorney speak to this because he is in.
This is in response
In
to
more
the
depth.
legislature
It
and
is.
the statute that was passed.
That's correct. It's all in response to the recent acts that were passed that allow the county to levy or fix these taxes and privileges. And we've had an opportunity to walk through these acts and present the resolution.
All right, so the state legislature in this previous session passed legislation that authorized for these types of delivery services. And so this allows us an opportunity to levy the same types of taxes or a comparable tax that we would if someone were to go and purchase it at a local store. That's correct. Are there any comments or questions on that? All right, we'll proceed. Discuss approving the fiscal year 2022 Rebuild Alabama County Transportation Plan. Mr. Byer?
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, in front of you, you've got, you should have a map in your packet that is updated since our last commission meetings. Commissioner Hines actually sat down with the chief engineer and myself, and we went through all the alternatives that were given to you at the earlier meeting in June. And I believe that we've come back with a plan that tries to keep geographic diversity of the projects and also addresses projects that are in need. In total, there is 21.16 miles of improvement. Out of those 21 miles, 8.25 miles are striping only. The remainder are resurfacing projects, so 12.89 miles. That also includes a bridge replacement project that is $600,000 that will occur on Rifle Range Road that has been in the works for several years. So if y'all approve this tonight, the protocol we will have is to place that on our website and advertise that. The deadline to have this plan adopted, as y'all know, is the end of August by state statute, and we will have them on our website. So we will have, in most cases, we will have 2 to 3 plans up at any one given time, depending on what time of the year we are. We should have taken the 20 plan down, but we have the 21 plan up, and the 22 will be going up upon y'all's consideration and approval.
And I presume signs.
Yes, sir. As we have been doing the last two fiscal cycles, as soon as y'all approve the projects, the County Highway Department will be working on putting up the rebuild signs to give citizens the notice that their road will be a rebuild project in the future.
Thank you.
Any comments or questions? All right, we certainly appreciate Commissioner Hines participating in those discussions and trying to identify ways to equitably distribute the Rebuild Alabama funds throughout the county and provide us with, and we appreciate the Highway Department and the engineers providing us with a long-term plan along with joint efforts with our municipalities to make sure that we're not just one-offing projects. We're actually we have an end game of where we're trying to be. So thank you. Yes, sir.
Chairman, just want to congratulate our Highway Department, Luke and his team, and Mr. Byer on working hard with the funds to try to satisfy each district and try to work out the needs of the citizens, the roads that need the most work on. And that's what we tried to do that morning. Okay?
Thank you.
Chairman, I'd just like to comment. I believe this plan is a well thought out plan. It addresses some resurfacing issues that we know we have throughout the county. And I appreciate Commissioner Hines' work on working with the Highway Department and Luke and putting this plan together. So we just all need to remember that this will not be possible. What was it, 21.8 miles, Mr. Byer?
21.16, yes, sir.
21.16 miles. All this is made possible because of the adjustment in the gas tax that was facilitated by the Rebuild Alabama Act. So these roads will probably eventually have been paid, but I believe we discussed before it's pushed these projects up around 10 years in many situations. That's all I have, Chairman.
All right. Thank you. All right. We will now proceed to our next item. Consider authorizing chairman to execute construction agreement to resurface and traffic stripe Old Prattville Road from Autauga County line east 1.74 miles to State Route 14, project number STPMN 2620-254, ECP 26-46-21.
Mr. Chairman, the only comment of this is there is a complementary project being bid with it for the city of Millbrook, which is Camp Grandview Road, and those projects are packaged together to, as you said, to work with our municipalities and be in a position where we've got some buying power with those two projects going. This is an MPO-funded project.
Thank you. All right, next item, consent docket, approved travel memorandum. Approve the Elmore County 911 request for administrative assistance from Sheriff's Department to include increase in Rhonda Cooper's hourly rate to equal annual reimbursement amount as set out in proposal effective 6/21/2021. We'll proceed now. Personnel notifications. Notification of hire of Aubrey Rawls, Equipment Operator 1, fill vacant slot, effective 7/6/2021. We'll now proceed with the reports to the commission. We'll begin with Chief Operating Officer, Mr. Byer.
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, just a couple items for you this evening. I put in front of you an article that actually came out today from Federal Highway Administration. It highlights a lot of the initiatives that are going on nationwide through the Everyday Counts program. We have been actively involved in that at the state and national level. Luke has led the Highway Department and our engineering department in our local road safety plan, and this article here is a follow-up article that highlights ALDOT, but it also specifically talks about ALDOT's focus with the local road safety plans because of the pilot project that was done with Elmore County. Luke and I were talking earlier this week while we were at a national conference, and we have an application in for one more safety project from this plan, and if we get that safety project, we will have 15 sites that were identified in that local road safety plan that will have had improvements done since that plan was started. So a very successful tool, and that's why the article is written the way it is and talks about how that has jump-started other efforts in counties in Alabama by ALDOT. The second thing I had for you was some aerial photos of two of our three intersection improvement sites. Our third intersection improvement is in this month's bid letting. They had a hiccup in last month's letting where a bidder was not eligible to bid because he did not have enough of the controlling work to be the prime contractor. So they're rebidding it this month with, that would be the location at Alabama 14 and Ingram Road. But the images that I have before you at the two locations just kind of gives you an idea of some before and after. This is also something that, as Commissioner Mercer mentioned, the rebuild program, Senator Chambliss was very instrumental in that program, supporting and leading the way with the actual bills that were passed. And this is one of the items that we're trying to put in place for not only him, but Representative Ingram, to be able to have some tangible examples of projects that are being done, not just people driving through the intersection, seeing the sign for a few months, but a way that we can get those out. So we'll be putting out some information on these. One intersection at Main Street and Cobb's Ford, Alabama River Parkway, is almost completely finished. It lacks some permanent striping. And then Cusata Parkway, we're lacking the signals to be activated and the permanent striping there for those. So just another example, again, as Commissioner Mercer said, these projects wouldn't be happening. They've been talked about with ALDOT for years and years. They didn't have the funding. This program's been able to give them the funding to proceed on with some of those projects. The last thing is we are continuing to fine-tune the FY22 budget for y'all. Y'all have the first draft. We've talked with a number of you about the iterations being made. We're still making some final calculations on recommendations for the merit program for the upcoming year. We hope to have that to you in the next week, where you'll have time to consider that, and hopefully by the meeting in August 9th, we'll have that in front of you in a position where you'll feel comfortable to approve that and put us in a position to go ahead and get that set up for the October 1 beginning of the budget. So, Mr. Chairman, that's all I have in a way of report. Do y'all have any questions for me?
Thank you. We appreciate that report. We'll now have reports from the commission. We'll begin with Commissioner Hines.
Just a couple of items. Our mowers are at full capacity working this last week, and this weather holds, they'll continue getting our roadways clean. And Mr. McGinney said we will start spraying for our second herbicides coming up also in the next few weeks. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Daughtry.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Many of you may have seen the professionally done video that's circulating on social media and on the local TV stations in Montgomery and so forth of our Sheriff's Department, which is actually a recruitment video, but I think it certainly highlights the professionalism and the proficiency of our Sheriff's Department. I've received numerous compliments about the video, about the quality, not only the quality of it, but a lot of people didn't know that our guys jump out of helicopters and have a SWAT team and all that. So I think it's very important to put that out there to the public. And one thing that I love to always mention, even though Elmore County has the second lowest ad valorem tax, I'm always absolutely amazed at what our department heads are able to do with the funds that we do have, even excluding the Rebuild Alabama program. Our department heads are absolutely just amazing at how they make every penny count, and we can never thank them enough. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Commissioner Mercer.
Thank you, Chairman. This past week, I was one of the attendees of along with some others from Elmore County, of the National Association of Counties annual conference, and it was a very, very busy trip. I serve on the Community Workforce and Economic Development Steering Committee, where we adopted several resolutions that will be used by NACO staff when lobbying Congress for policy revisions, or either for the federal agencies on policies that would affect counties across the U.S. I also attended the first in-person meeting of NACO's broadband task force, of which I serve on as well. And this group has been meeting virtually for many months leading up to the annual conference. Our main goal was to bring together information from across the multiple counties that had a presence on the committee, where we can put a report together that other counties can use on best practices, what not to do when looking to expand broadband. And we produced that report and presented it at the conference, and I was very proud to see that Elmore County's broadband accessibility study and their hotspot deployment program was included in that final report as a case study and best practice of how to fill what's commonly referred to as the homework gap that's created by the lack of broadband access by students across, as we see across this county and many counties near us. I can also report that at our conference that this same accessibility study was recognized by NACO, where they presented us a achievement award. And commissioners, if you will find in your packet a copy of this award that we have been presenting with, and you can also find a copy of the Broadband Task Force study that was presented there as well, laying there in front of you. It was an honor when the Association of County Commissioners recognized Elmore County for this same study, the accessibility study and the hotspot deployment program. But being recognized by the National Association of Counties, that's really an honor for Elmore County and all of our partners that were part of that program. It was really a truly effort to pull that off. I mean, we had our Board of Education to come to us in March of 2020 and say he needed some help putting a program together to expand the accessibility of broadband access by students as much as possible. And really within 6 weeks, we were working with Central Access and other providers installing hotspots. And so that's something that we should be proud of. We should be proud of those relationships that we have in the county, and I think that project has been a huge success. Short term, just by looking at the use data on those hotspots, we can tell that our citizens have realized the benefit from the presence of those throughout the county. And long term, as it relates specifically to the accessibility study, we now know where we have unserved and underserved areas by broadband throughout the county, and it puts us in a better position to work with potential providers that want to invest in the county. That's all I have, Chairman.
Thank you. Commissioner Lewis.
Thank you, Chairman. We as the commission have a great team of commissioners, but Commissioner Mercer, thank you so much for all your hard work on the broadband. It was pretty cool to look on the website because, I didn't get to go with y'all. I stayed home, but attended by web, and it was nice to see that Alabama, were we the only ones from Alabama to get an award? So, we represented our state, and it's our county, and thank you so much for leading that and being effective because making Elmore County look real strong. As for an update for the healthcare, it is so exciting that we are getting responses from different individuals who have interest in regards to our healthcare here for the county. And all of this came from the healthcare study that was done for our county. So we are excited, and we will continue to update when we learn further information. That's all I have, Chairman.
All right. Thank you. I appreciate my fellow commissioners and their comments and their commitment to our county. By way of just updates, we have continually worked and made slight modifications to our fiscal year 2022 budget in response to some of our department heads and other elected officials. And as we've had our ongoing discussions with them, I fully anticipate us being able to advance and approve our budget in the next couple of meetings so that we are able to move forward as a county and not be bogged down in the minutia of something like that. And that our ability to do that is in response to the fact that we begin the budgeting process well in advance. May, June timeframe is when we're starting to expect the department heads and other elected officials with their respective departments to be presenting budget proposals, which allows us to work in a timely fashion, but allows us to not feel the pressure of a deadline coming up and making poor decisions in response to that. So I appreciate all their dedicated effort in doing that in a timely manner so that we have adequate time to review, modify, and subsequently approve our fiscal year 2022 budget. I am excited for all of the things that I learned and heard in Washington, D.C. at our conference. Commissioner Mercer did a great job presenting our broadband plan to fellow commissioners from all across the country. As Commissioner Lewis said, we were the only Achievement Award winner from the state of Alabama. So that was an exciting thing. And we also learned some additional information about the American Rescue Plan, the ARP funds that will be coming to the state of Alabama and to counties and cities in our state. They're still in the process of getting feedback on that, and then we anticipate a final rule hopefully sometime in the next 4 to 6 weeks that will give us the real guidance we need to make decisions on the funding expenditures for our county. And I shouldn't say expenditures, the investments in our county that we will be making. A reminder that the back-to-school sales tax holiday is this weekend. That is kind of a trigger for school's about to start again. So I think if you're like me, you can't wait for school to start and your kids to get back in the swing of things. I've found myself doing things I normally wouldn't choose to do in an effort to satisfy my children. So maybe getting them back to school will be a positive thing. So, and I'm looking forward to in-person school in Elmore County. I will now turn the time over to Brittany for important calendar dates. All right, thank you. We'll reconvene shortly. All right, good evening. Welcome to the Elmore County Commission business meeting dated Thursday, July 15, 2021. We'll call this meeting to order. We'll begin with an invocation offered by Commissioner Hines, following which Commissioner Daughtry will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Bow your heads, please. Kind, gracious Son, Father, thank you for this wonderful day you present us, Lord, and give us the wisdom and knowledge, Lord, to be good servants for you in our positions, Lord, and go out and spread thy name and work with our communities and do the best for them, Lord. Kind, gracious Heavenly Father, go with us now and lead and guide us direction. In the name of thy prayer. Amen.
Amen. Well, let's please stand. Attention, salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, Brittany, we call roll.
Commissioner Hines?
Here.
Commissioner Daughtry?
Here.
Chairman Stubbs?
Here.
Commissioner Mercer?
Here.
Commissioner Lewis?
Here.
All right, we'll proceed now with regular business. Is there a motion to approve the minutes of the June 28, 2021 commission meeting?
Motion approved.
Second.
Commissioner Hines?
Yes.
Commissioner Daughtry?
Yes.
Chairman Stubbs?
Yes.
Commissioner Mercer?
Yes.
Commissioner Lewis?
Yes.
Is there a motion to approve the memorandum of warrants for the period of June 23rd, 2021 through July 7, 2021?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Commissioner Hines?
Yes.
Commissioner Daughtry?
Yes.
Chairman Stubbs?
Yes.
Commissioner Mercer?
Yes.
Commissioner Lewis?
Yes.
Proceeding now with old business. Is there a motion to approve a 050 retail beer off-premises only and a 070 retail table wine off-premises only alcohol license transfer application from Bumper Texaco to Quicksack 5 by Quicksack 5, Inc. at 75930 Tallahassee Highway, Wetumpka, Alabama 36092.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Commissioner Hines?
Yes.
Commissioner Daughtry?
Yes.
Chairman Stubbs?
Yes.
Commissioner Mercer?
Yes.
Commissioner Lewis?
Yes.
Proceeding now with new business. Is there a motion to approve a resolution approving an amended and restated petition for assessment of certain land located within the Ridge Improvement District in Elmore County?
Motion approved.
Second.
Ms. Britton?
Commissioner Hines?
Yes.
Commissioner Daughtry?
Yes.
Chairman Stubbs?
Yes.
Commissioner Mercer?
Yes.
Commissioner Lewis?
Yes.
Is there a motion to approve it setting a public hearing on Monday, July 26th at 5 p.m. for a 050 retail beer off-premises only and a 070 retail table wine off-premises only alcohol license transfer application from Lake Jordan Bait and Tackle to Slap Out Bait Shop by C.R. Waldrop Enterprises, LLC at 1165 Lightwood Road, Deatsville, Alabama
Motion to approve.
Second.
Ms. Britton?
Commissioner Hines?
Yes.
Commissioner Daughtry?
Yes.
Chairman Stubbs?
Yes.
Commissioner Mercer?
Yes.
Commissioner Lewis?
Yes.
Is there a motion to approve setting a public hearing on Monday, July 26th at 5 p.m. for a 011 lounge retail liquor Class 2 package alcohol license transfer application from Jack's Liquor and Tobacco Outlet to Dolly Liquor and Wine by Sardar 18 LLC at 650A Leedsville Highway, Millbrook, Alabama 36054.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Ms. Britton?
Commissioner Hines?
Yes.
Commissioner Daughtry?
Yes.
Chairman Stubbs?
Yes.
Commissioner Mercer?
Yes.
Commissioner Lewis?
Yes.
Is there a motion to approve awarding bid inquiry 2021-17 surplus metal buildings to highest bidders per attached bid tabulation? Proceeds to be split equally between the county and the city of Millbrook as joint owners of the property.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Ms. Britton?
Commissioner Hines?
Yes.
Commissioner Daughtry?
Yes.
Chairman Stubbs?
Yes.
Commissioner Mercer?
Yes.
Commissioner Lewis?
Yes.
Is there a motion to approve adopting a resolution to fix and levy privileges or license taxes for direct wine shipper, wine fulfillment center, additional wine fulfillment center, delivery service licenses, and in-state winery off-site tasting permits?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Ms. Britton?
Commissioner Hines?
Yes.
Commissioner Daughtry?
Yes.
Chairman Stubbs?
Yes.
Commissioner Mercer?
Yes.
Commissioner Lewis?
Yes.
Is there a motion to approve the fiscal year 2022 Rebuild Alabama County Transportation Plan?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Ms. Britton?
Commissioner Hines?
Yes.
Commissioner Daughtry?
Yes.
Chairman Stubbs?
Yes.
Commissioner Mercer?
Yes.
Commissioner Lewis?
Yes.
Is there a motion to approve authorizing chairman to execute construction agreement to resurface and traffic stripe Old Prattville Road from Autauga County Line east 1.74 miles to State Route 14, project number STPMN 2620254, ECP 264621?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Ms. Britton?
Commissioner Hines?
Yes.
Commissioner Daughtry?
Yes.
Chairman Stubbs?
Yes.
Commissioner Mercer?
Yes.
Commissioner Lewis?
Yes.
Is there a motion to approve the consent docket as presented in the work session?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Ms. Britton?
Commissioner Hines?
Yes.
Commissioner Daughtry?
Yes.
Chairman Stubbs?
Yes.
Commissioner Mercer?
Yes.
Commissioner Lewis?
Yes.
All right, we will bypass the personnel notifications. Is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Ms. Britton?
Commissioner Hines?
Yes.
Commissioner Daughtry?
Yes.
Chairman Stubbs?
Yes.
Commissioner Mercer?
Yes.
Commissioner Lewis?
Yes.